spotlight and everything that surrounds the spotlight.
The hub.
Yeah. And what always comes up for me with that is that we have the intended end result, which is in the spotlight. And if we manage to keep that soft attention, so more like keeping a 20, not even a complete 20/20 vision, but something like that, then we see and notice what's going on around the spotlight. And there often are things in the surrounding that could improve the end result. It could take it in a direction that we never anticipated. And that's the expansion for me.
Funny, when you said spotlight, I just remembered Wuma. Light. Mojo.
Yeah, and the expansion can take different forms. It can look different ways.
Mm-hmm.
Particularly this morning, the way it looked for me was resistance. Resistance to what I wanted, what I was going for. And as I played it out, just in my mind out loud with you guys, I was just poking around to see where's the resistance to the outcome that I was after.
Hmm.
And it was in the ask, it's asking for. What do I want? Asking for. So sales conversation, asking for a project. And so if I wouldn't have known that, I would have entered that conversation with that resistance in my automatic, like in the heat of the moment, we tend to avoid that resistance.
Mm.
So I would have gone every way around it rather than right at it.
Mm. Mm. That's a great awareness.
Yes. And that is a version of expansion today.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. And so it went from a limit, it went from 4, it was like ask for 4 or 4 or more. It was like, oh, poof, there it is. It's like, yeah. Simple.
Yes. So simple. And we make it so complicated.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. The truth is simple.
Mm-hmm.
That's why many people can't accept it.
Mm.
It seems too simple for them.
Mm.
Yes, it is. We're tend to believe that simple isn't valuable.
Mm.
That's one way we look at it. The second way is, well, it's that simple. I should have known that.
Mhm.
And in a way that reveals that they were wrong. It could reveal that, oh, they were wrong, or they were inadequate to not be able to see it, right? To hold it that way.
Lots of people use that word, I was wrong, instead of saying to themselves, I just had a different perspective.
Mhm. And oh, I just learned something new.
Mm-hmm.
I got a new perspective now.
Yeah, it's like, oh wow, now look at the expansion. It's like celebrating the expansion rather than laboring in the restriction.
Mm.
Wondering, worrying, figuring out why they didn't know that. It's, who cares? That does nothing. That's looking backwards. It's all structure. And which way is your structure pointed?
And it's no wonder they say history repeats itself when everybody's looking over their shoulders.
Yeah, it is. Man, I don't even think we're walking forward. That gives enough credit that we're walking forward. I say we're looking backwards, standing still.
Good one.
The other one I like, so it gives the credit of looking forward, is that we're in if you're in a car, you know, the rear view mirror is as big as the windshield.
Mm.
That is how we're driving forward in life.
Yeah.
It's like the
All you
song
can see is you can only see the pedestrians you run over in the rear view mirror.
That's why I like the song Meatloaf sings, objects in the review mirror may appear closer than they are.
Now, would you guys give your words again on for the recording?
Mine was cooperate, cooperation, or cooperate.
Mm.
Just like we're doing now with the word expansion.
Mm. And mine was keeping the tension of the intention.
And what have you observed of that so far?
Tension of the intention is the awareness of what's really going on.
Mm.
Instead of looking over the shoulder in the review mirror.
Mhm. And that direction, that still is a tension.
Mm-hmm.
It's just resolving. It's not resolving the way we want it.
Mm.
Thank you, Heinz.
It's a pleasure
It's-
to be here.
Yeah, it doesn't. When we're doing that, when we're looking at backwards, we're stuck in the past or replaying that tension. There's no expansion. It's only what was can be.
Mm.
There's no room for newness, for growth, for expansion. Now we do a little bit. We call it an oscillation. We'll move forward for a moment, and then right back.
For some funny reason, I got a picture from my physics class when you said oscillation. Ain't that waves in a way?
So is it, say that I missed is that a question?
Yeah, isn't it waves going up, down, above above zero, below zero? Oscillation. I think it's called an oscilloscope or something in Danish.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Don't know why I remembered that all of a sudden. I haven't thought about that in 30 years, I think. It was just that word, just bang. Treat.
Yeah. Mhm. No, I think of it as on the x-axis that way. I guess I think of it going back in between the 2 points. It's like no matter what, it's always coming back to zero, and it's always crossing the x-axis. It's the peaks, the frequent, like the amplitudes, and then the frequencies. So when I think of oscillation, I think of there's a rubber band there's 2 rubber bands around my waist. One rubber band is connected to where I've been, to the back wall, and one is connected to where I'm going, the front wall. And wherever we put our attention is where we're loosening the tension. But the tension is growing from the other direction. So as I walk to the front wall, the front rubber band gets less tension, but the one behind me is growing in tension. So as we walk towards what we want, that back wall keeps pulling tension because we can't let go of it, right? And so we get closer to the wall, that tension's getting greater and greater, meaning, and then we have to look at it to be like, what is holding me back? And so we look back at that, and then we start moving back towards the back wall, and the front tension picks up. So what we want, what are we going for? The tension picks up for that. And so we get closer to the back wall, we get frustrated, pissed off, and we start looking at, oh, what do I want now? And so we turn around and start walking towards the front wall again. That's an oscillating structure. And it's between the past and what we want, what we have been, in relationship to what it is that we're going for, what we want. And it's just the attention between the two. It's like how much focus goes on that.
Mm.
So much energy we put into that focus.
Yeah, there it is. Yep. And a flowing structure doesn't have that back rubber band. Now, not as much. It shows up when it does. It's like, oh, what is that? Well, how do I release it? How do I let it go so that I can keep expanding? That's the only thing to solve. What's my resistance? And it's usually never the first thing. That's another story.
Morning, William.
Oh, that was off. Good morning.
Good morning, Will. Welcome.
Hey, Jess. Can I call you Jess?
Sure, man. That works
Yeah.
great.
Okay. It's like it came out of my mouth and then I realized, oh, I just abbreviated your name. It's
No, it works fine. It's the only difference for me is on the phone when I introduce myself. If I prefer Jess, but it's, people hear Jeff.
Hmm. Hey, Jeff.
Mhm.
It's Jess. Hey, Jeff.
Yeah. Yes, it goes, and that's exactly what happens. So to avoid that, I just say Jesse.
Oh,
And
my God.
still, every once in a while, I'll get Jeffrey.
Oh.
Jeffy. It's like that one I will correct. No, I am not the peanut
Jeffy.
butter. I am not Jiffy.
That Tina would go Hiffy.
I'll take that. I like that.
Oh, man, that's awesome. 3 ways of being: gentle, informative, and passionate. Oh, I love it. Oh, yes. Yes, you are, Jesse. You are gentle, informative, and passionate. I'm just like, I have to share that I'm just like blown away that you have continued in your work in generating this space for like well over a year now, like that I've known of.
Not yet. We're about 11 days from a year.
Nice. Wow. So I came in right kind of around the beginning.
Yep, you did. November 7th is the first day I ran it.
Wow. I will always remember you as Happy Jesse.
Yeah.
Because that's who you are, right?
Yeah, that's what we focused on for the first 30 days.
Oops.
Yeah.
Good morning, Sindrell.
And I'll always remember you as Bouncing Will.
Yeah.
I will never forget that session.
Good morning.
Martin Sidrell.
Morning,
How art
Cinderella.
thou? Bouncing Will.
Woo!
Oh, he got it today.
Oh, man.
I'm not even gonna put on my seatbelt. Go, Will. Go, Will.
Let's
Go, Will.
go. You guys, guess what? Like, I'm just like in this flow now of life and I'm just loving it. And I recorded for the first time a little song on ukulele this morning. And I'd love to share it with you in the chat. It's not spectacular. It's just my first go, but hey, I went for it.
Excuse me, don't deduce my imagination and exhilaration of saying it's not great. Come on, man.
Sorry. Thank you. Thank you.
Ah!
Don't say sorry. Stop saying sorry.
You just need to put the bass in there. Boom, boom.
Yeah.
Oomba.
Yeah, maybe I'll add that to that. Actually, I'll do a little edit and add that after.
Mm. Yeah. Ukulele and
Oh,
Good
Put it in the
morning, Ray.
heart-centered group. There you go. Put it in the heart-centered group. We can watch it there.
Yeah.
It is an audio. It's just in audio format, so I haven't been able to figure out how to move it into there. I know. I could probably do it in a browser and drag and drop it into the chat. Eh?
nothing beats a try.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm going to drop it here in the chat here, and then I'll go over there and see if I can drop it there.
So I'm looking at the chat now. Let me see, we got cooperation. That's loaded. What do we choose to cooperate with? Yeah. Staying intention of intention. Yeah. I think I used to receive tension as stress, but now tension is expansion of creation. Yeah.
That's that word in English, expansion.
Mm-hmm. Three ways of being.
I was gonna add if I think of tension and I were to pull two opposites below it, I pull flowing is one side of tension. It's like a pull, it's a compel. Yeah. And the other side is resistance, resisting. So those are the two tensions that I hold as opposites.
Okay, I'm trying to picture that. Can you say it again?
So, and when I'm like when we're noticing tension, yeah, you spoke of the anxious, the stress. It's like, yes, tension is that. To me, that is the resistance, the tension of resistance. And what that means is like it's keeping us from moving. It's keeping us stuck. It's the oscillation. That's the one side of it. And then the tension, flowing tension, is like a magnet. It attracts you. It compels you.
Yeah, that's exciting.
That's the expansion, right? Like when we're expanding, it's just like, poof, it just moves. It's like those are the two tensions that we can be in as we go for our intentions. And there
Awesome.
was a version of my ways of being to be gentle, passionately gentle, gentle in my passion, as informative of complex to simple.
And why is that, Jesse? Why do you choose that?
That's my challenge. It seems like the challenge that I enjoy the challenge. And so think of that tension, that tension of taking the complex into simple that changes lives, that changes the world. And if it's complex, people don't see it, they don't understand it, they don't grasp it, they can't collaborate with it. And
Okay,
that
I hear you.
creates the resistance of frustration
and confusion.
Mm-hmm.
And a confused person is not motivated to take action.
That's right. They're afraid. They're fearful.
Yeah, confused mind stays still. It's like 1, 2, 3, red light, freeze.
Yeah.
That's it. It's a drill.
Mhm.
Intention. I love that word. I just like love it so much. It's like we get to generate intention based on our ways of being today. We get to show up in these beautiful states of our choice and bring that to the world. And whatever intention we are choosing, these states of being facilitate generating that result because we are
Yes.
being it.
Yep.
We're flowing to the end result of the intention. And all along the flow, we're manifesting.
I love it. I love
And
it.
we're unraveling anything that could be entangled confusion.
Yes.
Did I tell you guys I had a bundle of chains that I unraveled a
Mm.
few days ago?
No,
Yep.
please share.
Okay. So, I mean, it's like little lessons, big lessons in little activities. So I've been collecting like odd pieces of jewelry because of my anticipation to use it in my artwork. So in creating my next piece, I was ready to add some embellishments, some jewels and what have you. So when I opened up the container, it was a glob of chains like all mixed in. You know, some were from my daughter's stuff or this or that, and some was mine, some from my mom, just chains. And chains get so tangled up. And it was like about 1:30 at night. And had the idea of this artwork, and I opened up the container, but everything was tangled. And I had the best peace and tranquility just sitting there looking for the right jewel, but it was a piece of jewelry that was hung on to a chain. And I just spent like an hour or so not thinking about the time, although I should have been in bed. But I was enjoying just releasing and giving room in between the chains of entanglement. And before I knew it, that which I looked at as a glob of a problem, of tension, of, oh, that's a mess, I untangled all those chains and found out I had 4 really good ones that I could give back to my daughter so she could actually wear them. And I found my piece of jewelry. But the thing was just, not being in intention without the tension, but making it simple to unravel it from the outside, that which showed itself free, and following that freedom, which untangled all of them. It was just, it was just a, it was very satisfying to see all of the chains laid out so I could appreciate them for the beauty that they were, and being able to re-gift them to my daughter. And I don't know, I'm just sharing. It was really satisfying.
With doing stuff like that, we get to test our own patience also.
Mm-hmm.
Take it one step at a time. You can't
Yeah.
hurry it, or the chains will break.
That's right. That's absolutely right.
Beautiful, Sandrell. Thank you.
Thanks for sharing, Sindri.
Sandra, what I got from that too was that it's easy for us to do it symbolically because we lose the personal attachment.
Mm,
So you were sitting there and you could, with clear vision, just look at where the entanglement was. And there was no resistance to the entanglement. There was just the intention of disentangling them.
mm. Yeah, yes.
And it's
Mm.
funny because you actually did speak about it a few days ago, and it came up for me on a walk.
Mm.
It's a really lovely metaphor. That's the word I'm looking for.
Mm. Thank you. The big thing for me with it is I just had such a peace about it. And your word of detachment of the end results, I think that embellishes the meaning I got from it as
Mm.
I was doing it and noticing who I was being
Mm-hmm.
in being patient and being in a state of patience. I didn't have to like practice patience. I was noticing that I'm in a state of patience, and it is so cool.
Mm-hmm.
That
You know,
is beautiful.
It was a great meditation. wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah.
I love that, Sandrell, like being in a state of patience. Like so often, like we're like, I want to learn patience. And then there's like constant things that show up in our reality that force us to like learn patience. Or we could make a new choice, like you say, and just choose that state of being today. I just choose to be patient and to notice what's going on around me and just be in that space of patience.
And flowing, you know, cooperative flowing.
Mm.
Mm.
It's like a dance, eh? Life is like a dance. We just show up, we choose how we get to show up, and we flow with it, we dance, the current is flowing, it's always flowing. And what do we stand for in that current? What do we choose? How do we choose to show up?
I just made a connection between two things that I hadn't made before, and that's between presence and patience.
Mm.
Please elaborate, Allison.
Well, what happened for me with that connection was is that being present is being patient, and being patient is being present.
And it's like being in the moment, living in the moment, not anticipating the intention. It's just being, like, tangle one little area at a time and feeling it in between my fingers and releasing one little edge and then following it to where it goes deeper into the knot and releasing as much of it as is ready to be released, not forcing it. And then seeing the the release of other parts that got released because of that one piece that released as far as it could until it got into the deeper entanglement of the knot. And then playing with that, the other pieces that got loosed as that one loosed.
Mhm.
Wow. I love that. All those realizations and those shared, Allison, Sindrell, thank you. Especially like the whole presence is patience. Oh man, it's like I'm gonna remember
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. That's like a drink of water that you just want to like drink down slowly. You know, when you drink something and you can feel it like in your throat, and then you can really feel it warm your chest. I just want that one to resonate over my heart. Excuse me, I got noise in the background here.
Good
Presence.
morning, Mona.
Mona.
She's probably
Good morning.
driving.
Morning,
How is
Mona.
everybody?
Awesome.
I listened to a replay the other night, about a week ago, that there's going to be a change in our library.
Which library is that?
Or Kajabi.
Oh, okay.
Degree codes are going to be done differently, is
Oh.
what came out in the replay. So I went and looked in my library, and this is how different they're being done. They're not there anymore.
Oh. Maybe
Unless,
they're
no, unless
Maybe-
you're currently in the program or you're paying the yearly membership to stay in there, then they're in there.
You mean if you don't pay your annual dues, you don't get access to them anymore?
Nope.
Really?
Yep.
Isn't that kind of reneging on their original?
That's the
um,
second time he's reneged on something original. When I first started the program, you were to get 20 leads, which would have been about $40,000.
Hmm.
Then you were supposed to get access to your library for a lifetime. And included in that was the recodes up until the time that you
Yeah,
were not there.
yeah.
That's what I was promised.
And he's taken those out.
Are you sure about that?
In my library, because I'm not signing up for the yearly membership, in my library, I only got Q&As to Hannah and Chris's stuff for the
Oh,
Q&As. I don't have any
Q&As.
recodes.
Okay. Are you talking about the webinar vault?
Yes,
Because in mine, like my annual dues came up and I did not renew, and yet they're still here for me.
they're not there for me. So I sent a CEC thing in. Well, don't worry, they'll catch up to it.
Yeah, it might be just a back end issue that they have to resolve. So yeah, definitely communicate with them, let them know.
I did. I sent him an email this morning and said, hey, where's my access to my recode replays?
Hey, Mona.
I'm not trying to dog him. I'm just saying that this is my observation of when I started the program and the way things have evolved.
Hey, Mona.
Yeah.
We're just sharing our the 3 ways of being that we choose to show up in today. And Jesse wrote in the chat, he's choosing to be gentle, informative, and passionate today. And then I'm choosing to generate loving, free, and authentic, a loving, free, and authentic experience today. So we'd love to hear your 3 ways of being that you get to show up in today, or that you're choosing.
Well, in light of the information I have, I'm choosing to be calm.
There you go.
Okay.
Okay.
And inquisitive, because I don't really know what's happening. I'm making an assumption.
Calm. inquisitive. And what's your third?
I'm going to be patient.
Beautiful. I'll post that in the chat for you.
Okay, thank you, because I'm on my cell phone and I have a hard time typing with it.
With calm and patient, you're also present. Like Alison said, patience is presence. So you're choosing to be here now and here instead of just thinking about what they said in the past and what you can do about it in the future. Enjoy life right here and now. Did the
So,
right thing, send them a mail, and don't stop worrying about it. Then it's out of your hands. Then
Yeah, it is. I sent the email off and now it's their turn to respond and let me know what's happening.
exactly.
Yay. And now
good
you can-
morning, Mona.
Good morning, Cinderella. So I feel like I took an appropriate action.
Yeah, so out of everything you shared, I got an intention of empowerment, practicing your empowerment. Because sometimes things happen that we're not in agreement with. And like things and people and events can overtake us. And it's like you've got a circle of who you choose to be and what you have chosen to let in your circle. And your Kajabi background is part of what you've allowed in your circle. And somebody's trying to like disturb what you choose. So you have every right to stand up. So I love the empowerment.
The cool part about the email that I sent is in the past, I would have sent a very scathing email.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good morning, Annette.
Good morning, Annette.
Good morning.
Nettie,
Hello there.
good morning.
I heard you
Long
were
time.
back.
I'm back. I'm finally back. Will's here.
I was listening to the live. I was out with my dog and in the backyard, and I heard you come into the room a couple days ago. I'm going, oh my God, I haven't heard his voice in a long time.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I regret not being more present, but I'm here now. I'm here now.
Hey, there's a time for everything, right?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, I miss you so much.
Likewise. How is everybody this morning?
We're sharing our 3 ways of being in the chat here, if you're available. And,
3 ways of being.
yeah, well, we get to choose to show up in today. So
Mm.
Jesse shared gentle, informative, and passionate. I shared loving, free, and authentic. And Mona shared calm, inquisitive, patient.
Okay. I'm showing up with curiosity, energy, and greatness.
Share that in the chat for you.
Okay, great.
Ooh, say it again. Say it again.
Yeah.
Curiosity, energy, and greatness.
Ha ha.
Feel that.
It's just tingling from my toes all the way up to my nose. Like, actually rhymes. I'm not a poet.
And you did not know it.
And I didn't know it. Yeah.
I almost said that at the same time you did, Will.
You know what that's from, right?
Yep.
No.
Synchronicity.
From the Scarlet Pimpernel.
Oh,
Those Frenchies sick him here. They sick him there. They sick him everywhere. Is he in heaven or is he in hell? That damn elusive Pimpernel.
well, this morning I sometimes get these shorts notifications, and there's one I follow, and what they talked about was really cool. And it talked about our identity, and it talked about our emotions, and that our emotions is not our identity. And thought it was so cool how it was explained, in that when if somebody says, how are you? And they'll say, I'm mad, or I'm angry, or I'm sad. That is our emotion. It's not our identity. And how often do we take that on as our identity, when in fact it's an emotion that we can actually separate and sit with and recognize that's an emotion, but it's not us. And so when you asked about the 3 words, how we showed up today, that is how I'm showing up today. That's my identity today.
Exactly. You get it. You get to try it on like a new shirt. Like, hey, I'm gonna try this on today and just sit with this and see how it feels and see what shows up in my reality based on these ways of being.
Yeah.
Because you're a powerful heart-centered creator and you get to choose how you show up.
Right. So when somebody says, why are you mad? No, I'm experiencing maybe anger, but I'm not mad. I'm a person of myself, right? But I'm experiencing anger, or I'm experiencing sadness. Anyways, I thought that was cool.
So cool. Hey, who hasn't shared yet in the chat? What 3 ways of being do you choose to generate today? Who else wants to share?
Thank you for saying that, Annette, because I'm experiencing disappointment today, and I know that's not who I am.
Definitely not who you are, Mona.
Yeah, Mona, I like that you're here. And so you're identifying how you feel, or the trigger that you got from the experience, and you directed the appropriate energy, not like you would have in the past, but as you are today, you directed an appropriate energy toward the issue. But now you get to choose how you want to integrate with the rest of your day. So I like the way this is unfolding, that you can have certain feelings towards certain activities, but you can release that energy, the appropriate energy to that thing. And it doesn't have to like own your day. You don't have to resonate with that feeling all day. Like if you have like a grandchild that comes and runs up to you and goes, hey, Nana, it's a whole different feeling, right? You can enjoy that moment for what it is. I love coming here to expand limitlessness and choice, and practicing that muscle of choice and joy and gratitude. It has really helped me as I integrate with the other elements of living in this world. And the elements don't define me or have me in its structure. I facilitate the structure as I choose the results of my intentions. I love you guys. You help me love myself even more, to reflect inside. Someone asked in a sermon about 3 weeks ago, and they started out, and I felt so smart, right? So they said, if think of, who you admire, who would you want to be? Who would you want to be? In the audience, I looked around because that's what I do. I saw the inquisitive natures of people's eyes and tilting of head, and, noticing them thinking and picturing and wondering. And now, why would you want to be that person? Then she anchored them in like to the why they wanted to be that person. And then she did her whole, dissertation. And before she did that, she said, okay, so hold on to that. Who would you want to be and why? And I was looking around, I was like, me? So I listened to her whole dissertation, and she was sharing, how uniquely and divinely those people that we admire are made. And she brought them back around to whatever you admire, you can choose to be that too. So why would you want to be anyone else except the else that you are? And that's me. I was like, yeah, see, I've graduated. I was already there. And it was good to be in the midst of other minds outside of this type of mindset that, is sharing that message as well, that beingness as well. So I was like, yeah, who could live my life but me,
Mhm.
Because living somebody else's life, you don't know what they're going through, what they're experiencing, and that's their journey. But my journey is mine, mine. And I wouldn't take nothing from my journey. Yes.
Mm. Oh, I love
Well,
seeing things through your eyes, Sindrell. The way you share, it's so visual. Like I can just, I see it. I see it inside when you share. It's beautiful. Thank you.
often when we let those negative emotions take take a hold of our life, it's because we let go of our self-control. There's no easier way to control a person to just piss them off. They lose their self-control, and you can drag them wherever you want to drag them. They've given you the control in that way. So negative emotions are controlling your actions.
That was really good what you said there, because what came to me was that's a deliberate sabotage of somebody else.
Mm.
Mm.
And giving power away, right? Like if we give our power away to outside circumstances, we get upset and annoyed and frustrated. And we come out of our ways of being, and we lose ourselves. We go into resistance, resisting what is. Oh, love it,
Resisting
Sindrell.
the truth. Resisting the truth, and we become the lie.
We get to be the observer of this beautiful reality in front of us and what we're witnessing and experiencing. But when we go into our head, we miss it. We're in our heart, we can witness it, we can observe it, we can just enjoy the flow of life. I know that when I start analyzing things and go into my head, I miss it. I miss who's in front of me. I miss the connection. I lose out on the flow and the beauty of life.
It's sort of like pointing at the moon. You focus way too much on your finger instead of seeing the whole beauty.
Oh, love it.
I can see me now pointing up at the moon and my fingers in the way. Yeah, especially when you're trying to show somebody, right? You're pointing at it, you're trying to point it out to somebody. Wow. And sometimes when you're showing other people's stuff, they miss it. And while you're showing it to them, like you're looking at them, do you see that? You're missing it too. But you do want to share. And sometimes you do sacrifice the experience for glittering seconds or so they could like get it too. Because if someone points out a rainbow to me, it's like, wow, thank you. Thank you. I might have seen it anyway, but I might have missed it too. Thank you for sharing.
That's how we
Net.
truly enjoy life, by sharing it with others.
Absolutely.
That's the way you enjoy anything. You enjoy your wealth by sharing it, because you can just sit there and count your money. It's not much fun compared to seeing the smile on a lot of people's faces when you're sharing it with them.
We amplify when we share.
Mhm.
Mm.
Expansive.
Mm.
And it takes trust, eh? We get to just free flow our love.
Mm.
And just trust the process. Hey, this is life. Trust the process. Just flow with it. Allow the love to flow, because when we give from the heart, we make the world a better place. And it's not giving with the intention of, oh, you owe me. No. Give love. I choose to give love freely and authentically today, and witness the beauty of life around me and the beautiful people and this beautiful experience of life. It's a gift.
Yes, it is. It certainly is, Will, every single day.
And you know who woke me up to that? Allison. Our neighbors. Our neighbors
Oh,
have been
gosh.
terrorizing us for almost 3 years now, and
Yeah.
they're paying a heavy price for it. Like, he's on probation, he's gone to court for threatening to kill us, and not to go into all the negativity of what happened in the past. But what I learned from all this is life is a gift. And how am I showing up? Am I showing up in anger and frustration and resentment to my neighbor? Or am I being loving and forgiving and recognizing that today is an opportunity and a gift?
Well done, Will. Congratulations.
Wow, that's a big constant challenge where you could be absorbed in his anger, or I don't know if it's a him, but you could be absorbed in your neighbor's anger and angst and eeriness and attitude, right? Or you can see it for what it is and know you have the antidote when they come with howdy neighbor, isn't it a great day today?
Well, we have no contact because of his probation. That's part of the rules. But yeah, I just see where he's at, like, he's a bully and he's in pain and he's in resistance and he's suffering, and he has forgotten who he really is. So he's just acting out on his own resistance.
Right. But you can stand at the edge of your gate with your arms spread wide and just resonate love and sunshine and joy and peace and harmony and abundance to him. Just let the waves go out to him. Let the waves go out over his house and everything that he touches, and let a smile be on every wall, and bless his water and bless his food and bless the ground that he walks on, and just bring all that wave of energy over his place. Wave it over, wave it over. I'm waving it over there now. Hallelujah. Wave joy. Oh, let him just feel the spirit that he's unfamiliar with, but it's so addicting. It's love, man. It's peace. It's like, ooh, how does my face change? What am I doing? I'm smiling. Oh my goodness, I'm smiling from my heart. Ooh, what's happening to me? This joy that just breaks the containment that has been enslaving him, that's been chained on his ankles. That's the past that has been weighting him down, that he can't change. But today is a change. Right now, the presence is change. It's this feeling, it feels so good. He don't even, what is going on with me? The food tastes better. Oh, I want to open up a book and what are these words on this book? How are they resonating with me? What is resonating? Oh my goodness, from the inside out. Stand at the edge of his land and wave the wave of peace, joy, and love and gratitude, and make space for a smile to be on his face. And I perceive, with all intention of prayer and love, that he receives it, that it is received, and his attitude will prevail, and you will see and experience a change. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that was so beautiful, Cinderella. You just like brought so many. I felt it so much. I felt your word. I felt your word. I felt the intention. I felt the emotion behind your words, and it just flowed through me. And you brought up so many tears. Thank you. Like tears of love and joy and peace and freedom. Thank you.
You are, thank you. Thank you. Oh my God.
Oh, it's like these people are my teachers. They are the mirror of who I thought I was, and who I used to be, and who I used to believe myself to be, and I'm not that, and neither are they. And they just don't know it. They just don't see it. They just don't understand it yet. They've lost themselves in the mess that's going on inside their minds. And they believe that they're that, and they're not. Every human has the potentiality to be a beautiful, amazing, heart-centered creator. But we get lost sometimes along the way, and we forget.
Yeah, when we get beat up, when we get disappointed, and we get hurt by other people's hurt, we take it personal. But you here you get to be the empowered, heart-centered creator, that you don't take his pain as your pain. His stuff has actually fallen at your feet, because you're the crossing guard that says, no, you don't have to take another step that way. Let me show you love. You can show love without showing love, but by being love.
Yes.
And I just believe in the vibration so much, and the power of it. You've been subjected to it by being disturbed by his ill emotions. But just like someone can have ill emotions in your presence, you can have love emotions, and you could just not even having to refuse not to participate in theirs, just be what you are. And then they get to feel you, whether they want to or not.
Yeah.
Because they know they're at that crossing, and they're in your zone, and you choose love. In the presence of illness, in the presence of ugly attitudes, still choosing to be love, that your power of love is 1,000 times more powerful and lasts infinitely beyond anything that they're feeling right now.
Often they try to drag you down so they actually feel uplifted, but they are not uplifted. They're just making your frequency lower.
Right.
It
Right.
is. If you allow it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
no raising in frequency. So by doing as Sandrell say, you're raising the frequency, so they can't keep on their low frequency. It's two different waves, and they'll realize it. They'll see, hey, how come he go and be so happy? I'm trying to bring him down, and he doesn't go down. No, it's because you don't give away your self-control.
Right. Right. You resonate. And you resonate that love from infinite living love. But evil and all of that, it's caught up in the ego, and it's limited. It may be a whole lot of it, but it's still limited. It is not more than love.
And it's force. Ego is the lower vibrations. It's force. It's not power. Power is love. Love and above is power.
Yeah, you know it. Love and above.
Oh.
Yeah, you know, Will, when you first mentioned what had happened, it just brought a lot of fear in me just listening to that. But what I got out of that is that you chose to change your focus, and you chose which direction you wanted to go. And that was the whole wonderful thing. And what Cinderella talked about and what you responded with and all that just kind of all brought it together, that with a very relaxing position of yourself, you then chose to move a mountain, and you chose to disembark from what he was trying to deliver you and go your own path and be your own person and choose your own direction and not be affected by whatever he howls and throws at you, because nothing was going to stick.
I'm just his mirror, you know? Whatever he sees is his own projection.
Yeah.
And that's his business. You know, it's his view of reality is not my responsibility. And so my view of reality is my responsibility. So I choose to show up today in love, freedom, and authenticity. So I'm just going to generate that today. And I see all of you beautiful people here. And I'm so grateful for your feedback.
And it's so wonderful that, you know, you recognize, and you actually said it was done without force, right? What you did was done without force. What he was doing was with force. And look what it got him.
Yeah, it's creating a lot of problems for them. And I feel a measure of sadness for them because they're missing out on the joy of life. And I don't say that from a self-righteous standpoint. It's just a fact, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're missing out on the beauty of life and what is available. You know, our life is a gift. Today is a gift. I'm alive today. I could have died in my sleep last night, but I'm alive.
You know it.
I'm alive.
You know
Guys, who else is alive today?
I'm alive.
And that is where your power lays, because it's how you deal with it today, right? And you choose to direct your power to you and how you are going to live your day.
And to give back, give to you guys. You guys have added so much value to me. And I regret not giving it back. I used to be a taker. I was a taker for 47 years, and I'm sick of that. I choose to be a giver now and give love from my heart to this community.
So, Will, I'm going to speak on my part.
Okay.
Don't have any regret.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you.
Because you didn't know how.
Yeah. I couldn't see it.
Yeah, you hadn't learned it, you hadn't experienced it in the way that you are experiencing it now. So you didn't know any different. You did the best you could with whatever experiences and knowledge that you had. So no regret over that.
It was my family
It's
paradigm, you know?
and everybody has one, right? And I'm not trying to discount yours, but to go back later and say, oh, I regret doing this, but had you had the knowledge what you had today back then, again, this is just my own viewpoint, then I can see where one would say, I have regret because I did have the knowledge of what I could do and I chose to do it differently. This is wonderful that you show up, Will.
Yes,
Doesn't
it
matter
is.
how. It doesn't matter how. What's wonderful for us is that we can see the change. We
Yeah.
hear the change because you talk about it. And that's beautiful.
Yeah. I finally found myself, guys. Like, and you know, it was only about a week ago. I finally discovered who I really am. I found my true nature and purpose. And I learned that I am a powerful, creative, authentic leader. And I did not know that. And now I know. So now I can bring the authentic will to the world and to this community.
Will,
So-
I'm gonna concur with the expressions that Annette has shared. Thank you, Annette. Because I heard that too, of saying regret. And I just want to echo and reinforce and affirm within myself as you have opened yourself up of no regret. And the reason why it's so beautiful that you get to have no regret because you went out and got contrast. You went out and got such richness of contrast and you brought it back to us, and look at what the contrast has revealed in you. So there is no regret. You went out and enriched the knowingness of who you are. It's like you had to go have those experiences, whatever they were. The culmination of you is here today. And then you come and share that with us. Hell yeah. Ain't got no regrets. I missed you.
Yeah.
But you're
Here I
here
am.
today that it even blots out the missing of you.
I'm here now. That's all that matters. I'm with you guys. I'm with you. I feel you.
Yeah.
I feel your heart. It's just so beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah.
I love you.
Yeah. Man,
just-
if you got to take a sabbatical, that's a big thing. But you're here, man.
Yeah, what matters is now and now and now, because it's the present moment. I generated this. You generated this creation here today. We created this experience together.
Ooh, I want to sing happy birthday to you. Happy birthday
Will is
to you.
born
Happy
again.
birthday to you. Happy birthday. Will is present. He's our present to you. Heinz, you, Craig, you, Annette, you, Allison, you, Jesse, you, me, you, and you. Happy birthday. Welcome here in the Heart Senate University. Unlimited expression. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, wow. Love it. Love it. Thank you. Thank you for the love.
I
So
wish I
want
could
to add
stay.
something. Sorry.
I was going to say, I wish I could stay, but I have to go. I have to be somewhere right now.
Okay,
So
Annette.
take
Thank you.
care.
Thank you, Annette.
Bye,
Thank you,
Annette.
Annette.
All right.
Love, 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 love,
Thank you.
love.
So I want to add something, and it's for all of us, but it's on the heels of what you said, Will. You said that you were a taker and now you're a giver. So what was interesting to me is that I never experienced you as a taker.
Oh.
And the point that I want to make is that what we perceive about ourselves in the negative is never the full truth of what we are.
Thank you, Allison. Thank you for the reminder.
You're very welcome.
And you know, I realize that that's just the rackets in my head. You know, I'm able to identify them a lot more now, and also thanks to your guys' help and feedback.
It's that mirroring that we need from others, right? We're built for that. We're not built to be islands. We're designed for collaboration. And we're designed for love and from love.
I just realized, Craig, we haven't heard your 3 ways of being that you're choosing to generate today.
Yeah, because I've been silent here. Yeah, to expound on what Allison just said, we're designed for interaction. To interact with other. And that can be people, that can be environment. That can be life itself.
Hey, Craig, life is an experience, an interaction. Oh, just lost Craig. Well, I'm going to go to my next commitment, gang. I appreciate y'all.
Appreciate you. Thanks for showing up. Well, see you next time.
Okay, guys, make it a great
Bye.
day. Love you.
So Craig, are you almost done with the packing?
Again, Heath?
Are you almost done with the packing down so you can get ready for Saturday? Tomorrow, is it? Wow.
Yeah. I'm coming to realize that all of us are sent here to just bring our own little part of the earth reality back into balance. And it works a lot better when we do it together.
It's like music. It sounds more like music when there are way more instruments. You can play a song alone on a guitar, but it still sounds better when you got the bass, the drum, and maybe violins, whatever. It becomes much more a flow. So it came to me when you said, Craig, caring for others and or caring for the environment or caring for an animal or whatever. It actually gives us the ability to care even ourselves also.
Say that again, gives us the ability to
care even more for ourselves. It's like
well, yeah,
we're using the ability to care for others, but it gives us the ability to care even more for ourselves.
yeah, caring for all that is. is really
Yep.
caring for ourselves, because it enhances the
part of
whole
us.
environment that we're in.
Yep. Like Sandrell said, sharing the love, sharing everything, it's raising the frequency in the environment around us. So yes.
I want to say something here. It's obvious what I'm going to say, but at the same time, it can be so elusive. Caring for myself, like I'm caring for myself. Like I'm doing what's important out of my heart. And the origin of my intentions is so vital to my existence, to my beingness. So here's the obvious thing that can be so elusive. Caring for myself is me caring for everything and everyone around me.
Yes, exactly.
But as we know, thank you, Allison, as we know, we well, I'll speak for myself. I didn't have to, but I came through a rite of passage which brought me from caring for others, seeking approval, getting an A on the paper, a smile from my parents, that outward approval syndrome, which is okay. But then when I got stuck in it, that was not okay. But still part of my rite of passage to now, not to get what I need, but to be what I am. Because I don't need anything. I could have had a whole bunch of other stuff and beingness and of people and of things. But all of that stuff has truly passed away, and even a lot of the people too. I have a title in my mind of, stories my mother never told me. In her beingness, she did emulate things, but she didn't teach me that. Here, daughter, I teach you love. I give you a place to express love. I give you a place to be nurtured in love so that it can be brought from inside out of you for you to come to know yourself as love, as geniusness. And that's what we have here, the nurturing of that, of the bringing it out before, if a parent is in a position to do it, they get a chance to help bring it forth in an environment that nurtures that, so that we don't have to grow up and live such a long travail of life before becoming to know who we are from our original origin of love. And so me taking care of myself, of getting even that which I need. Like Will said, I'm a taker. But I have no qualms in taking here because it's so abundant. And I believe everyone gets what they need and everyone brings who they are. And if, as we get what we get from off in exchange of one another, because we're not alone, like anything you get from me, it's a given. And everything I get from all of you, I don't feel like I'm being selfish in receiving it at all, because it continues to unfold the who, the that I am. And so I feel like I get abundance out of abundance. We give out of the overflow. So it's not like I'm stealing anything from anybody or taking anything from anybody. And it's not like you can, it's not even if you can afford to give it. It's out of abundance that you're here. And I receive so much that nurtures me, like in ways I didn't know how to recognize and receive out of the stories that my mother never told me. But here, the universe has provided the nurturing that I can recognize as nurturing and I can receive. And even in the receiving, I don't need, but I receive, and I dance with this, I play with this, I grow from this, and I feast off it. And the infinite abundance continues to just Fapiachi right out of me. So I give out of an overflow of abundance. And actually, if I don't give, I suffocate in my beingness that is not expressed. So I love you all out of abundance. And it doesn't take anything from me, it gives me back. And I believe that's the same thing you all are doing in reciprocation. So I've come through that rite of passage of knowing to live from the inside out instead of from the outside in. And for that, I am eternally more than eternity can be conceived, grateful.
Wow, you have a great way of putting things, and well, you see things in a great perspective, real expansive, and it doesn't matter how much love you give away. It's not like you're gonna run out of it.
Mm.
It's not a material thing. It's a personal thing. And like you said, the more you give, the more we get.
I heard a man say, I am a prophet of God. What a bold statement, right? I was like, how do you get to say that I am? I am an author. I am this, I am that. And I remember in a blip of my own authentic awareness of truth, I said, I am love. And I lost it. I lost like a place to voice that in myself or outward. It's like I got cut down somewhere and for whatever reason, right? Like will, maybe to go out to come in even stronger. But now I can say with all conviction of my being and my fiber and my toes and even my nail clippings, all of that, I am love. I don't have to justify it. I don't have to prove it. It's just what I am. But I came to terms with this. And I don't shrink from it, but I expand because of it. So like the empowerment that someone said, I am a prophet of God. When you know who you are, when you know you are genius, when you know that you are infinite living love, the world didn't give it to you. The world didn't give this to me. And I treasure it to never let anyone take it away. It's not takeawayable anymore. It's not. And I'm not even shorting on saying I am that I am. I am that I am. There was a man who had the onset of Parkinson's. And as the roads of life turn, our lives intersected. And he had come to needed some assistance in his home. And the circumstances came to where I lived in the front end of the house and he lived in the back. But I would, make sure I cooked, make sure he ate and took his medicine and got out several times a week, at least to get some fresh air so I could freshen up his room. And it wasn't like a major undertaking or anything. It just felt like a normal flow of things to assist. And he would get out once a week to the community house and play cards with the fellas. And when I came there, I came to terms with him. I said, look, I'll be here and I'll do these things, but this is what I have to offer, and that's all. If there's anything else, so be it, but I just don't want any other expectations. And he was fine with that, and he agreed. But I came to understand when I had to pick him up at the community center from playing cards that he had kind of posed to the fellas indirectly that I was his woman. It's like, oh my God. So I didn't embarrass him or anything there. I gave him a few props in front of the boys,
Mm.
but I had to be careful with his heart. And I got him back to the house. I lit into him like 1,000 daggers of fire. Don't you ever misrepresent me again. And he was like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was like, don't be sorry. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. Right. And then we went on to have, we came to consolation on that. And we went on having more conversation. And I kind of said to him, I said, look, what I offer, I can offer, and I offer it with my heart. I'm glad to help. I said, but you have a heart too, and I don't want it misconstrued. Because if I disappoint you in whatever your heart is seeking from me, I cannot give it to you. Then I'm hurting your heart, and I need to leave. I will not participate in a co-conspiracy to hurt your heart. I can't do it. So we'll just rip the Band-Aid off now and let it be done. And he said, no, 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 no. I'm good. I'm good. And I said to him, I said, right now, I just don't know who I am. And if we had never had any other truth of a moment, we had it right at this next second I'm about to tell you. His eyes got very, very wide. And he looked square into my face and into my eyes. And he says, I know who you are. I know who you are. I knew who you were the very second I saw you. I know who you are. And it pierced me, right? It just pierced me. And it lit a curiosity in me to go as far deep into myself as I could without daring not to turn back. And I went to the place where I was who I am that I am. And I accepted who I was. And I knew that without understanding the whole volume of it, I knew again from something that I had felt when I was like in my late teens that I am love. And I've been growing from there ever since. So God rest his soul in peace, Herb Fields, for being so bold, even after I cussed you out almost to tell me who I was.
We find truth in the most unexpected places.
Yeah. Isn't life grand?
It sure is.
Mm.
I need to go. Bless you all and thank you again. Have a great day.
Have a blessed day, Alison. Love and hugs.
I have to go as well. Thank you all so infinitely much.
You too, Sandrell. Have a blessed day.
Bye,
Love and hugs.
Sindrell. Thank you.
Peace.
Thank you, Sindrell.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you.
Yeah. You all have a blessed day and great morning to you.
Great morning to you. Have a great day. And until next time.
Yeah, blessings, everyone.
See you tomorrow.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay.